Hey, morning, everybody. Welcome to SheppardDevos. It's Sean, and it is a foggy Texas morning, which is pretty cool. Been slacking a little bit, been a little sick, and traveling some, but glad to get back with you all again. This morning, I want to talk a little bit about something we touched on briefly last week, which was this woman at the well, the Samaritan woman. And if you recall the story, Jesus is on his way to Galilee, and he cruises through Samaria. And as he's doing that, he meets with this Samaritan woman. And if you recall the rest of the story, he goes through and they have an exchange, and it turns out that she sounds like she comes to faith, as does many of the people in the village of Samaria. He actually stayed there for 2 days following his conversation with this Samaritan woman. And it was pretty interesting, where it shows and it talks about this. We're going to be in John chapter 4 this morning, and still getting over a cold, so forgive me. But as we're looking at John chapter 4 is where this began. So Jesus is on this journey, and it says in 4 verse 8, it says, or 7, it says, a woman of Samaria came to draw water, and Jesus said to her, give me a drink. For his disciples had gone away into the city to buy food. So the disciples have left him. He stopped there, and he ends up meeting with her in the middle of the day. So I was going through and reading through this again this morning. I was sort of struck by what I found in verse number 35. This may be familiar to you, but John 4:35. Jesus is speaking here, and he's telling his disciples, he says, do not say there are still 4 months. And I'm sorry, he says, do you not say there are still 4 months and then comes the harvest? Behold, I say to you, lift up your eyes and look at the fields, for they are already white for the harvest. And began thinking a little bit about this, that they were all walking down this road, Jesus and the disciples together. And I don't know that they may have actually seen this woman off in the distance. More than likely they didn't. But somehow Jesus knew that there was going to be this opportunity. I say somehow. He was God. He knew exactly what was coming down the road. But I was sort of struck by this idea. And last week I mentioned this as well. If you recall, I made this comment that we find whatever it is that we are looking for. Jesus had his eye out for the harvest, and he always had his eye out for those that he could minister to and help and love. And sometimes I wonder if we don't miss many, many, many opportunities because, frankly, we're not looking for them. I mean, think about it this way. If I were to say today, all during the day, as you're out driving around, I want you to look for a black Chevy Blazer or a black Mustang or something that was specific and unique. You may very well see one, right? Now, have there been other black Mustangs or black Blazers on the road on other days? Of course. Why did you miss those? Because you weren't looking for those. So I think you get the correlation here. The thing is, guys, that if we hope and pray that we would be used to bring in this harvest, to be life to someone else, we've been walking by it every day. Every day. People that are in need. Every day. People that God may be willing to open the door for you and I to minister to and to love on and to say a small word, to do something we've missed. And why? Because most every day we go out and we're not looking for them. So I think our challenge, for today, and honestly a challenge for the rest of our life, guys, has got to be this thing to say, you know what, don't say 4 more months and then the harvest. When he said that the fields are ripe for the harvest, that's exactly what he means, and that is we need to open our eyes. And I love what he said in the second half of verse 35 there. He says, behold, I say to you, lift up your eyes and look at the fields, for they are ripe for the harvest. So, we're not looking for black Blazers today. We're not looking for black Mustangs on the road, but I hope you get the analogy. If you and I will be faithful to ask God to help us to see the hurting and the lost that are around us, and ask him to use us in their lives. And we've got our antennas up. I think we'll find that, you know what, we will begin seeing those opportunities. And the kingdom of God will be advanced. And people's lives will be changed, sometimes in small ways, sometimes in large ways. But remember, God holds you and I accountable to be faithful for the opportunities that He presents and those opportunities that are there. Whether it's a big thing or a small thing, your issue, my issue, is to be faithful with what we are given. So open your eyes today and look for ways to be able to share Christ with somebody, big ways and small ways. Do that. So, hey, bless you all. We'll try to get more consistent with these things. Hopefully, we're going to be on the upswing. So, I love you and be blessed. Okay, take care.